Hey kids, it's Mr. Glenn here. Hope you're well. So what we are going to be learning about today are browsers. Browsers are incredibly important in today's connected world. We have browsers on our phones, we have browsers on our tablets, and we're looking at a browser right now, the one that we generally use in school, which is Google Chrome. And we generally look for this. So this is Google Chrome. There are many other types of browsers that we can use, and they all do different things. However, most of them, they all allow you to do these things and put these add-ons. Now, what do browsers generally do? Well, they allow us to access the web, and we know that the web is full of great and fantastical things. Lots of things on there to entertain us, wow us. Lots of YouTube, Netflix, and all those kinds of things. And of course, many games. And so we can play games within the browser window, and we can go and do lots of exciting things on the internet. However, one thing that people don't realize is that the web browsers that we use now are so powerful that they are kind of computers within computers. They run code that operate themselves for themselves, and generally for the companies that own the websites that we sign into. So I've got YouTube up here, and YouTube is incredibly powerful. There are lots of things within YouTube that we just don't see behind what's the workings of YouTube, and YouTube is free. YouTube is like a TV service. So why is it free? What makes it free? You see, there are things that we can do with the free side of things that we give instead of money. And you see, there are things that vie for our attention. And what I mean by vie for our attention is that they are shouting at us for our attention and the amount of time that we're going to spend there. So YouTube is one, games are another. They're all forms of entertainment. And you see, the companies that produce this content, unfortunately, they cannot do this for free. The people who work there don't work for free. They have lives and they have to pay for things as well. So when you play a computer game and you want to get past level 3, you have to do something inside that game in order to get past level 3, unless you keep trying. And the only way you can do that is by seeing different adverts. This is a typical YouTube page, and we're in the middle of an advert right now. And over here it's another advert, and there are lots of adverts that you see sprung up inside all the videos. So there's something that we need to understand. What is the difference between regular adverts and adverts on the web? Well, when you're looking around Bangkok, which is where we are right now, it's like any city. There are lots of adverts like this that are a few colours, and there's a slogan generally. Who is it produced by? Who's trying to get your attention here? It's for a very short period of time, but these colours, they're trying to persuade you to buy this drink and try it out whenever you go to 7-Eleven. And it's in this vain hope that they can get you to buy their product. There's a big difference though. Adverts on websites, they have these things called trackers. And they track you. And they track you because of a thing mostly sometimes to do with a thing called cookies that are within the page. There are many other types of little doodads that are on the page that track you as well, but there are these things that attach themselves to your browser that the websites read. So where are these things? Well, you can do this yourself. You can try this yourself in your browser. You can go and click on the padlock right here. So when I click on the padlock, you can see that I have got cookies. Now, earlier on, there were only 8 cookies in use, and I did this web page earlier on today. Now, there are 10. Why are there 10? What is different? What have I done differently today? Is this connected to this site here? Or is it connected to Google itself? We don't know. But you can check out these cookies, and you can click into them and see what these cookies actually are and what they actually do. We don't know what this means. What is this actually doing? So we have to show some level of trust. I mean, can they be trusted? Sometimes, but mostly not really. They are generally there to help a page reload faster when you come and use it again. But do you really need to save 0.4 of a second in your life? Is your life so busy that half a second means so much to you? You see, sometimes there is personal information inside that cookie file because we have given Firefly, in this case, a username and password, and we've put the username and password into this website. However, we have to trust that the website protects our data. When we put our username and password into this website, are they doing the right thing with our data? If they are collecting this data, what are they doing with it, and are they keeping it safe? We have to have this level of trust, and we have to raise this trust with someone and some service we don't pay for with people that we don't know. So where does this money come from? That's a question for later. What I would like you to do is go into Information is Beautiful. This link here will take you to the world's biggest data breaches and hacks. So in here, I'm using Chrome in a different computer to try and get this picture. This picture was slightly different on my other computer. So you can go and click into this and open it up and check out all the breaches, all the data breaches where people have lost their username and passwords. And just here, Facebook, possibly the biggest breach here, with 50 million. But if you look around, you can see that there are slightly bigger breaches too. 50 million is quite a substantial size. But then so is 420 million, and 380 million, and 383 million, and 200 million, and it goes on and on and on. So if we can't level that trust, then maybe we need to look after ourselves. So as we look down here, we can start to see that this populates itself with all the breaches, and these were just in the last 2 to 3 years. So, what are we going to do about this? Well, in this session, we are going to go and look at different browsers. Here, I'm using a completely different browser to Google Chrome. So the ones that you may know about because of what we bring in school are Safari on your Macs and Chrome if you're in Windows. However, some of us will use Chrome on our Macs as well. This one here is slightly different, and the reason this one is different is because they put privacy and data protection first. They think about what is actually happening to your data, what is actually happening with these cookies. Why is this in use, and which ones really need to be in use? The other side of that is which adverts are tracking you and which trackers are pure just trackers, and they need to track you from one site to the next. Because there's a little experiment we're going to do as well, and I'm going to show you the first part of it, is to do with this. These are things called scripts, and scripts are things that you can't see on a page at all. The scripts are the way that I was talking about this computer being a browser being a computer on a computer. These scripts work like computer code. And so in here you can see all these scripts here that I've started to set as untrusted, because I don't trust Google Ad Manager or the other advertising companies that are here. I trust this one because this is the page that I'm on, Ars Technica. So we're going to go and protect ourselves and look at what actually happens when we go from website to website. And in between there, we use these things called AdBlock Plus and a thing called uBlock Origin in school. But are they really allowed to do the right things? So before we go ahead and start to explore what Firefox does, this browser that puts our data privacy and personal data first, let's just take a look at the most common site that we generally go to, and that is YouTube. I'm in Google Chrome at the moment, and I have Adblock Plus and uBlock Origin. So here's Adblock Plus. Unfortunately, Adblock Plus hasn't picked up the same amount of trackers or adverts that uBlock Origin has found. Now I've only got 4 tabs open. I'm going to close this one because I don't need it, and it seems to be quite heavy. However, if I go down to the bottom here and I go into my other Chrome, which is owned by Microsoft, you can see that Adblock Plus is actually blocking 5 adverts on here. So uBlock Origin is blocking 8, which is quite interesting. If I go into Firefox and I go to YouTube, you can see that Adblock Plus is now blocking 7. I've also got other ad blockers that are picking up extra ones, or maybe the same, but you can see that they're working slightly differently. You can also see that in Firefox I've got other things happening on this page as well, and within my browser. This one is very important, and this is to do with cookies and what I was talking about. The last thing that we're going to explore later on as well is to do with how much power the computer is actually using with all these browsers. So when my browsers are actually working and whirring along in the background, we're going to go and see what Chrome does and Firefox does, and which ones are working way beyond their means. So first job, we are going to go into our pages and find the links at the bottom of our browser page. We're going to go and download and install Firefox from here, and we're going to do some simple experiments with these add-ons in both browsers, and then you can make an educated decision as to which browser you think is actually looking after you the best. Right, good luck. I'm going to close the video now, and I'll see you on the other side. Good luck.